Bitcoin sitting at a very precarious place at $58,000 and having rejected on the low time frames from those key levels that we outlined yesterday. There is still some work to do from the bulls. They need to get price back above that $60,000 level to play out the spring phase of a Wyckoff accumulation schematic. And in today's show, we're going to have a look at some major high impact economic data that's going to be coming out, which is bound to get the markets moving. So you sitting at home should expect volatility. So smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. And let's get straight into the show content today. We're having a look over here at the banter bubbles, which you can see, at least on the hourly, is bouncing. Prices are bouncing. On the daily, still in pullback mode. That's based off of the rejection from those key levels yesterday on the lower time frames. A lot of work to do from the bulls to get above those key zones. Weekly, couple of coins are up, so signs of strength over here. Still Mantra, Tia, we have Notcoin, Bonk. Those are probably the main drivers over here, at least on the weekly time frame. And the monthly, very, very few coins that remain green. So this is what you feel like in the market. I totally get it. I know it's hard to be here during these times, but stick it out. You will be rewarded. This is usually where you establish the best positions when it comes to longer term trades within the market. And this is how everyone feels, right? $57,000, it's so over. Then we go to 62,000, we're so back. 65, we're so back. We go to 60K, it's over. And that's been the market, right? Chopping between that 57 and 65K zone for quite a long period of time. So a lot to look at in today's show. And I thought first I wanted to just cover something that I did actually with the Wales School community last night. We had an absolutely incredible workshop, and I think it was a very valuable lesson. So I'm just going to overview some of those points that we went over yesterday, because I know a lot of people out there are wondering, you know, was this another double top scenario similar to what we saw over here in 2021, where Bitcoin ran up, put in a double top, and then we went into a bear market? And now some people think that we in a double top scenario again, and we're looking for a major pullback, and this could potentially be the start of a bear market. And that was it. Pack it up, boys. See you in 4 years. Well, unlikely to be the case, because what you can do is you can have a look at a couple of different data points. The first thing you can have a look at is simply just the Bitcoin halving cycles. Now, if I move my screen up over here and we have a look at the first halving and what took place after that, well, this is usually where prices run pretty parabolic, right? First halving cycle, prices go parabolic. Second halving cycle, prices go parabolic. Third halving cycle, prices also rally pretty aggressively towards the upside, but we do have those diminishing returns. And now we've just started the fourth halving cycle and we are pulling back. So based on the prior history, and it's not always a one-for-one repeat, prior historical results are not necessarily indicative of future performance, but ultimately there's a strong rhyme that plays out over here. And you can also use the pi cycle top indicator of here, which uses the 111 moving average and the 350 moving average on a high time frame basis. Long story short, what it suggests over here is when the low time frame catches up to the high time frame moving average, price is pulling so far above that it aggressively pulls that 111 through the 350, and that marks off your tops, right? That overextension beyond the mean is what causes the top in the cycle. Now, I'm more interested in the timing. If we have a look over here, you had a double top in 2013 and then just before 2014. So you put in one top and you had another one. I'm going to measure from the point of the first halving cycle. Let's grab our proper tool over here. Where is it? Here's our tool. So let's use our measuring tool over here. If you go from the first top to the second top over here, timing wise, how long was that? Well, it was 52 bars, 52 weeks, right? From first halving cycle to the major cycle top. If you look at the second one over here, how long was that? From the second halving to the cycle top over there, which the pi cycle top indicator nails almost perfectly timing-wise, not necessarily price-wise, but timing-wise, 74 bars, right? So 74 weeks. That means from the halving cycle, you're looking at a year to just over a year of a crypto rally. Let's go to the third halving cycle, and you can see this one over here. We go from that exact date over there to the top over there, and that marked off 48 bars. So just short of 1 year. So if we work by that basis or thesis, well, that should indicate that somewhere approximately 1 year from the halving cycle, you should be looking at a major top. Now, if you take it 40 bars on the lower end over here, that would be January, which would be next year, January. So the end of this year, which means you still have another 6 months to go, right? If you go for the 52 weeks, which is the 1 year average, well, that would take you into April of 2025. I've outlined my thoughts. My thoughts, I've said, is probably somewhere between August and November, so we can go more conservative and say the beginning of August. That would give you another 67 weeks. Well, not another 67 weeks, but 67 from the halving cycle. If you go from current price or current levels, well, that will give you 56 weeks, which is approximately 12 more months. And that's where you expect the real parabolic phases to take place. The reason I mention this to you is just so that you understand the current pullbacks that are in play. Yes, the risk is towards the downside. There is risk of going lower. We've spoken about the potential in a worst case scenario that you could even sweep just below $40,000. But in the greater scheme of things, this presents a wonderful, wonderful buying opportunity for you in the long term, because the biggest gains are had following those halving cycles. And just to clean it up a little bit, you can see exactly over here, right? The most parabolic vertical phases occur just after that halving cycle, which is the vertical yellow line. And that's where we are now, right? So we haven't seen any vertical price action yet. Those 70 to 80 degree angles where price is moving, you see, not sideways and up like this, but more price is moving like this. We have yet to get to that phase. So that's what you'd be expecting. There's just a cleaner chart to show you what it looks like following those halving cycles. And I think there are better days ahead of us, right? Also, the stock market decorrelation continues to persist over here. It's been a month since that correlation between Bitcoin and the S&P 500 broke, and the two assets decorrelated, with crypto coming down, Bitcoin coming down, and the stock market's continuing to rally towards the upside. So eventually there should be some sort of a snapback. Now, the stock markets continue to remain long and strong. We are on a 9 top over here. And again, as mentioned, this just simply can mean sideways consolidation over here. You might see sideways consolidation and continuation higher. Or otherwise, if you do start to pull back on the stock market, you're looking for 1 to 4 week corrections, right? So some things to keep an eye out on over there. But when you do look at the stock market, well, this is what you can use this data set, which shows over here from Seth. He says it's very rare that the SPX, the S&P 500, the stock market, has gained nearly 17% through the first 130 trading days of the year, which is this year, 2024, when it's been up 15 to 20% year to date. Then usually you'll see another 8% on top of that. There's only been one return in 1983 that was negative, which was this one. So if you are up 15 to 20% in the first 130 days, which is what we are, then you can expect that from day 131 to the year end, you should see high prices. So even if the stock market pulls back from here, you still expect to go at least another 8% higher than the highest price that we've printed right now on the stock market, which would put, if you look over here, where would that put price action for the S&P 500? That would put it, which is pretty significant, right? Understand, for the stock market, these are high prices. That would take it into the 6,000 point region, right? 6,000 points over there for the S&P 500. The DXY is still coming into major support over here. We're looking for a high time frame deviation. You are wedging into this pattern over here, and you should expect major volatility to come soon, where we should be leaving the apex of this wedge. And at the moment, I still think I reserve the possibility that you might just get one more spike up to take out those equal highs over there. And then hopefully you slam back down and get below the gray box. If you get below the gray box, that's where altcoins and the entire crypto market rally. So look out for later today. It's going to be 2:30 my time, which is coming up in a couple of hours from now. What is it? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It's about 5 hours from this live show, depending on where you are in the world. You check your own Forex calendar. That is where we're going to get the CPI inflation data. Now, some people speculate that the data has been leaked and prices are going to rally higher. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. The only source I've seen is Mike Alfred. We did cover this yesterday, and I've been looking if there's anything else that has come up on this. But essentially looking at rate cuts coming at some point, and that should drive the market onwards and upwards. But we still have a lot of levels to contend with, right? You can see over here we are below the 21 EMA. Now, the good news is that if you look at the stochastic RSI, every 6 months, if you go and measure out this, every 6 months, it turns back up. So I know my head's in the way. If we look over here at this one, this was at the bottom. 6 months later, it moved all the way to the top, came back down, and then rallied up. 6 months later, rallied up. 6 months later, rallied up. And every single time it turns up and you get that momentum shift, it does lead to pretty big moves. So if the stochastic RSI on the weekly can start to trend back up over here, it should be enough to break it back into that trading range, getting it above the 21 EMA, also above the 60K key level, which is major support. And then your major breakouts will start to occur. You can see over here above those SARs, those little asterisk signs, that is a stop and reversal indicator. When we break back above that, you'll expect big moves to follow. Now, we do still have the Mt. Gox overhang. And I know a lot of people are viewing this as very negative. Germany selling Mt. Gox overhang. They could distribute and sell massive amounts of coins at any point in time. But understand, long term, this is very, very good for the crypto market. If you can start to see their overhang supply diminish, and actually it hits the market and gets bullishly absorbed, which is exactly what we're seeing, right? If you look over here, Germany has been selling aggressively, but Bitcoin hasn't sold off as bad as you would actually think, right? Germany has sold 76% of the coins that they currently hold. So they're down to 13,110 Bitcoin with, just short of $1 billion. They have $767 million worth of Bitcoin left. But this has been the absorption, right? Due to the ETF net inflows, it just continues to bid up this market. And you can be glad that these ETF inflows are there, or at least that there is demand for that. Remember, the institutions are starting to sell crypto to their clientele, whereas previously they weren't able to. So that's the market, right? That's the market. It's becoming bigger than just our little native crypto Twitter or X hub that we have, right? So eventually you should get a bit of a spike back towards the upside in the high time frame. With all of this overhead liquidity sitting at 65K, you have a bit more over here at 67,000. This is as per the heat map. So these are orders in the form of stop losses. Shorts will eventually close out and want to take profit. And if not, bulls will target that liquidity when the market starts to get into a tighter and tighter range. It will have to break in one direction. And generally, it tends to break in the direction of where the liquidity lies, which in this instance is towards the upside. Not only that, but you do have on the daily time frame bullish divergence taking place over here between price and the momentum oscillator over here. You can see you have your green triangles. You also have the blue dot buy signal, and you have your money flow, which is looking to flip positive. And we just need that to start to widen and expand. As that money flow starts to widen and expand, we know that new money is coming into the market, and you could see a reclaim and a spike up. Now, I've drawn the white line trajectory over here into the $50,000 order block level, which is your next major support, because that would actually create triple bullish divergence. We have double bullish divergence now between 0.1 and 2. If we could see price come down into $50,000, I am personally going to be a buyer, even though I open up the possibility that price could go as low as $40,000. I won't be waiting. I think I'll execute some buy orders at this $50,000 level. I have my account ready right over here on Bybit. So I am waiting. If we do get one more sweep down today with bad CPI inflation data results, I think that is a zone that you have to look to allocate. At the very, very least, there should be a little bit of a bounce in a reaction and the potential to form triple bullish divergence, which is even more bullish than double bullish divergence, right? So having a look over here at Bitcoin, those are where I'm going to be setting my orders, is down in that $50,000 region. I currently have my Bybit account funded over here. I'm ready to take the trade. By the way, if you guys do want to participate as well in the Banter Bags giveaway, if hardest, you can just put that on the screen over there. If you sign up to Bybit or any of the exchanges listed below in the description, you'll get access to the Banter Bags. As this thumbnail suggests over here, remember, we're adding $1,000 into each of these IDO allocations, and usually these go up into 100 to 150x returns. It just depends when we get into that high phase of the market cycle. Subscribe to this channel. Once we hit 1 million subscribers, that's when we're going to give away the Banter Bags. The Banter Plus channel needs to get to 350,000 subscribers, and we will give away these bags, which should be valued somewhere in the region of I would say a couple of $1 million. So use the link in the description below. If you go through over here, you'll find it. Go to the description below. There it is. Banter bags, your chance to win millions of dollars. Sign up to Bybit. Claim your sign-up bonus. You can also sign up to BitGet, any one of these exchanges. The more exchanges you have over there, the more entries you have, because we pull the exchange sign-up UID numbers when we do the giveaway. All right. Fear and greed. Based on this move towards the downside, fear and greed, we're still in that fearful zone sitting at 29. If we do get that sweep down low into the 50K region, I would say the fear and greed is probably going to drop lower into possibly just below 20. Now, those kind of reads in a bull market. And again, I've shown you and built the case for why this is still a bull market. And it's simply just a corrective phase within the bull market before leading into that next major expansion. Fear in a bull market is a strong buy opportunity for the longer term, right? Not low time frame traders, but for the long term. You can look at the previous bull market correction drawdowns and expect, right, you're getting diminishing returns over time as the asset class becomes larger and larger, but you're also going to get diminishing corrections. So if we've had a correction in the region of 23% already, that's pretty substantial for this part of the where Bitcoin is in terms of the cyclical path. We're now more than a decade old. Whether we're going to get these 60, 53, 45% drawdowns in a bull market again, I'm slightly doubtful of that, right? So you can see over here, we have reached quite low. It does mark quite a value area. I would say anywhere between 20 and 45% drawdown. You definitely, for the longer term, probably want to scale into some positions. Also, we've seen one of the biggest periods of realized losses on the 7-day time frame, believe it or not. It's not quite as bad as the China ban, which you can also see over here. If you look over here, here's the China ban. Price came down 53%. COVID, of course, 60% over there. And then just before that, while COVID was playing out, 45%, but the depth was 60%. So not as bad as COVID. You can see the realized gains actually came close to COVID in terms of this, or realized losses. If you look over here, the China ban, the realized losses were absolutely enormous. And then, of course, we had the lunar collapse and FTX just shortly after that. So one of the biggest corrections within a bull market that presents an enormous buying opportunity. So here price is, right, for those who are very, very cautious and scared. The white line is what you want to recover. You want to get above 60,439. I think you can almost make the argument that you can probably drop this to that candle that rejected if you start to break above yesterday's high. That could be an early signal to start to pull the trigger to get in longs again, because then you'd view this as a deviation back, getting back above the 200-day moving average. Your super guppy is presenting current resistance over here as well. If we turn this off, just so you can have a look at the 50 and the 200 and the relationship between the two, you can see over here, it is going to take time, right? I don't think you should be expecting V-shaped recoveries out of here, full verticalness, but instead a lot of chop, right? Get back above. You're going to reject from the 50. You're going to come down. You're going to continue to chop, guys, for a while, probably all the way into August or September. And I think that's where you have major opportunities. Low, maybe sometime August, September, you print another high low, and then it's onwards and upwards, right? Then you have enough momentum to start to break those key levels. So something that we're looking at over there. We've also been focused, of course, on the Wyckoff accumulation schematic, which looks like this for the potential spring in motion. Now you can see if you zoom in over here on the daily time frame, price did reject from both the 9 and the 18 exponential moving average. Straight rejection, couldn't close above. I showed you that as these EMAs expand away from each other, right, they tighten compact. As they get bigger and wider apart, that shows that bears are gaining more and more control, right? So that's something to watch. Yellow zone is the reclaim level. That's it. We want to see price get into this area, holding above those EMAs. If you can do that, you have the opportunity to shift price action. Now, if you look over here, of course, you can see the pink lines. I should probably make these much bigger. There you go. A clear parallel channel coming towards the downside, which is governing the higher lows, or excuse me, the lower lows and the lower highs. So watch for pivot levels over here for potential bounces. Okay. Continuing on, low time frame trends, which we spoke about yesterday, continue to remain down. It's crystal clear. Lower highs and lower lows. That's why yesterday I told you don't get too excited, right? You need to break back above this level. You could see you couldn't get above that candle. You couldn't get above that candle over there at 60,500. Now you're showing a change of character in the market. You haven't got a break of structure, but you have a change of character. Why? Well, you have lows, you have higher lows. Maybe, just maybe, that's going to be another high low, and you can grind up into this area. We need to see a break of structure all the way above these highs, right? You need a break above those highs, then throw back into this level. And similar to the high time frame chart that I just showed you on the daily, I said this will take time, right? Potentially all the way into August. And then it would look like a macro low with a macro higher low over here. So be patient. This is going to take time. Currently, you are attempting once again to get above that 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. And if you can, and you can hold above that, you can start to challenge the 200. And that's going to be a big one to get above. Once we start to get above that, that's where the whole market starts to shift like this, right? Into we're back, brother. We're so back. And then hopefully we don't go back into the it's over phase, right? So something to watch out for. We're going to take altcoin requests as well in just a moment. If you guys think you have what it takes to be a top trader, by the way, if you have what it takes, don't do this if you're new, because I promise you these challenges are not that easy to pass. But there is a major opportunity over here with BitFunded, right? Crypto proprietary trading. BitFunded offers you a portfolio, right? You use a challenge fee, right? Or an audition fee. The challenge fee is $99. There you go. And if you pass the challenge, they'll give you all the criteria when you click there and you sign up and you go through the steps. This, I would say, I recommend starting with this one because I don't want you to waste your money, but try with $99. If you can pass the challenge, then they'll give you $10,000 to trade with, and you're going to keep 90% of all the profits that you make on that account. Now, if you're super good at trading, if you are a pro trader and you want to be funded over here and you want to risk $1,000 to pass the challenge, bear in mind, if you fail the challenge, you lose the money, right? They're going to keep the $1,000 over here. But if you can pass the challenge, then they will give you $200,000 to play with. Remember, you keep 90% of the profits, right? So you can trade up to 63 cryptos on this account. Leverage is, well, they're saying that, risk to reward ratio, you're looking for 1 to 5 risk to reward trades. You can only have a certain amount of drawdown. There is a link below. So I really encourage you, if you're a good trader, go through over there, click register, sign up over there. Once you've signed up, come back to the YouTube description and then click the challenge that you want to use. Click that link over there and you'll choose that challenge. All right, continuing on. Bitcoin dominance. Still have bearish divergence in play over here on the dominance. We're waiting for a breakdown. It's going to take months for that to occur, but we are watching it tentatively. We have the total 3 chart holding the mid-range level over here. I would really like to see prices reclaim properly and start to move onwards and upwards, getting into the yellow zone. That will start to look really, really good for the longer term. And then also Trump officially is speaking at the Bitcoin 2024 Nashville conference, which is coming up in about 2 weeks' time, right? The 25th to the 27th of July. So something to look out for. There's going to be a lot of noise. We'll have a look at some of the potential coins that could move, right? Based on him talking. I would assume the market will already start to price that in, possibly even as soon as today, because this is now doing the rounds on Twitter. So let's have a look. Let's first go to some of those coins. Okay, let's go to some of those coins. So I want to also open up. Let's quickly get our DEX tools over here for some of the true degen Trump coins. There it is. Okay, Mr. Trump, the orange man himself. Let's go. Trump. Let's see, Trump. Okay, let's add that to the favorites and let's have a look. How is Trump doing? Okay, so for Trump, I mean, pretty significant level that price action is at right now. It has come down a lot, right? So if you were going to buy this, probably now is a better time to do it than before because you're down already 75%. So 75%, I would say, super key levels. Let's just quickly see how this trend line matches up. You've already started to break that. So probably wouldn't look at that. Focus more on the horizontals over here. Maybe you come down into the zone over here. That would be a good opportunity. Put it on your watch list over here. That would be 24 cents, right? 24 cents, which is still, you know, from current levels almost, let's just see it percentage-wise, anywhere within this zone. Is that 50% down? Yes, it is. Okay, almost 50% down still. Okay, keep an eye out on that. That's Tremp. Let's see how Boden is doing. Okay, Boden got mega wrecked, but let's have a look anyway. Okay, down to $26 million market cap. What was the market cap on Trump or Tremp? Double. Okay, Boden, giga wrecked. Completely wrecked all the way down to new lows. Understand this is a powerful downtrend. So if you are buying it, you're essentially kissing your money goodbye until that trend breaks back up. But in terms of levels, well, I mean, it hasn't really got much lower than this, right? This is, at least price history-wise, this is considered the lows, the ultimate lows on Tremp. So that's something to look at over there. Let's also have a look over here in the meme coin sector at 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗄. Okay. Make America great again. Okay, make America great again. I assume that's what it stands for. 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗄, I would want a bit of a deeper correction, but you can probably start DCAing into something like 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗄 anywhere within this pink box at these levels. Last 4 digits, 72.73 up to current price action. Okay. All right, let's take some altcoin requests. What I wanted to do is actually I wanted to go through Rand's portfolio. Let's do that. Let's have a look at where some of these levels are. Rand's top conviction bets, as per the 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗏 Twitter page over here, suggests ETH. He took options trades out on ETH. He did legitimately. I actually spoke to him in private about that yesterday. ENS, Pendle, TIA, Arweave, AXL, ZK, Sync, Sol, Injective, GMX, Rune, and Redo. So let's have a look at some of those coins. Before we go into that, guys, wake up if you're sleeping. Before we go into that, please smash the like button. It really helps to get the show content out there. So just smash the like button on the top there. We've got 2,500 of you live. It helps to get the show content out there. And then let's go through some of these coins. So first and foremost, ETH. Let me put this on another screen so I don't have to keep looking back. I'll just look at it over here and then we'll chart those coins. So let's go. All right. Okay, starting off with ETH. Okay, he's taken out options plays on ETH. Let's clean this up a bit. So it did lose structure over here, which is not a good sign. But in terms of horizontals, it's definitely got a clear range low that's attempting to develop over here. I think you guys can see it very, very clearly. Look at that major level of support. Price is coming in there. It is oversold. You have a blue dot also on the momentum oscillators, which is a possibility for a bounce. I would say price is ranging over here. And if you're going to treat it as a range low, it's pretty simple, right? You can just cut if acceptance is gained below that range low. I'd be looking at something like this. Here it is. Break below this candle over here, and you can stop out. You can say at that point it's over 2,620. I do open up the possibility, by the way. There's still a good possibility if I'm reserving the possibility for Bitcoin to still sweep down into 50K should CPI data be bad. Well, then ETH would do something like this, right? If it does do that, you could probably just buy at 2.6 and hopefully you get an immediate reclaim of that range level and then continuation higher back towards the top side of the range. So that would be ETH. Next one that he had on his list is ENS. So let's go to ENS. Okay, ENS. Do I not have ENS charted already? That's crazy. Okay, ENS, let's use the spot one on Bybit. So we'll go to ENS. Okay, ENS. All right. It's not an amazing chart. I don't think it's an amazing chart, but yeah, you got a bit of resistance coming in on the top side here. You can see all those failed breakouts. Couldn't get above. Let's just mark off the next major level of support is going to be over here. So I think I'll watch ENS. I'd be more interested to get it if it came back down here towards 19. It's a sloppy chart. It's attempting to get through this level, but I don't think it's great. You got a lot of bearish selling pressure coming in on those wicks over there. Failed to get above. Makes it very, very possible it's going to come back down to 19. Pendle. Okay, Pendle is one of the stronger ones, but USD-wise, it started to break down structure, which we said was not a good sign, but let's have a look. Okay, there it is. This is bullish if it gets above $4.21. Well, you're shifting the momentum. It's not that it's inherently bullish, but that's where you have a chance to start to approach back towards the downsloping trend line over here. I think anything into this region over here is your prior breakout level. So this can be viewed as a massive order block, right? If you just squeeze it in a bit, big order block that led to the breakout. Oftentimes you'll revisit that level. So anywhere between these two lines over here at 237 up to 329, which is where price action hit into a couple of days ago, that becomes an opportune zone to get a position in Pendle. Okay, TIA, I believe, already hit our zone. 1 second. TIA, USDT. Okay, so TIA already hit the level. That was it. This was the zone. You're still downtrending. Maybe if you get one more sweep down, watch for the higher lows to develop, something like this. There you go. If price comes down here again, watch for the higher lows. Maybe those lows hold. Looking for the higher low, and then eventually the break of trend. So that is TIA. Next on the list is 𝗕𝗚𝗡. We covered 𝗕𝗚𝗡. 𝗕𝗚𝗡 we said was actually in the perfect spot. And we said there was an opportunity for a long trade over there. There it is. So the long trade is in play, right? The long trade 100% is in play. That's the trade over there. Stop losses go below the wick that occurred on Friday, the 5th of July. And you're looking to longer to the top side over here. 𝗕𝗚𝗡 doesn't look too bad. Okay, AXL. All right. Okay, AXL looks terrible. I'm not sure why he loves this coin. Look, it is coming into a key level, but this is pretty aggressive selling. These things take time, right? These things take time to build back up. There it is. You can see resistance, support leads to the big move up. And now you've come back into that level. So this is a significant zone right here where AXL is. Is this a gaming coin? Strong downtrend, right? Very powerful downtrend over there. ZK Sync. Is it this one? Yeah. ZK Sync. Let's go in the OKX one. Wow, what is even going on here? This is unbelievable. What is this? Have you guys ever seen that? I mean, it gapped down. So what? Price action was trading up here, and then this is mess. Let's just try another one. ZK USDT. Let's go to 𝗥𝗬𝗕𝗄𝗕. They seem to list things very quickly, so maybe they have more price history. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one is not good. It is a new coin, of course, but I don't know. I can't advocate that you buy this. Let's move on to the next one. Solana, we've covered the levels extensively. This is the Solana one. There you go. Holding the upsloping trend line, came into major support over here at 120. That level is holding. It's got relative strength against the rest. So far, the best ones that we've seen over here, Pendle against BTC still looks okay. Pendle against USDT has come into a low. So I would say Pendle, Solana. Now we're going on to Injective, and then we'll go on to GMX and Rune. So let's go Injective. Wait, I have Injective on the top here. There we go, Injective. Okay. Injective, this is also a decent level. It doesn't have momentum. That's the only problem. Injective doesn't have momentum on its side right now. There's no volatility over here. It's just slow bleeding. But in terms of holding key price levels, this $20 region is very important. Between $18 and $20, that's a key level that you want to see Injective hold. So I would be willing to allocate at least a little bit into that. Okay, next, GMX. I think GMX may have come into a key level when we last looked at it as well. Okay, no, it didn't. Actually, I'm wrong. So it lost the range lows, which is not good. of course, price has been trending down. Let's just see if we clear some of this up, if we have a little bit of a pivot level over here. I just want to have a look. Okay, a little bit of a pivot level over there. So, but I mean, you're buying a downtrend. You're buying a downtrend with a coin that doesn't have much interest. Rune. Rune is the next one. Okay, key level, it hit it. Pretty much hit it, right? If Bitcoin does go down to 50K into that key area, I would expect a rejection from this 380 and another sweep down, possibly just below $3, and then you're looking for a reaction out of that zone. But also in terms of, as per the chart, you know, it's just been ranging for a very, very long time. And these ranges can continue. So as long as you understand that you might just have to play the range up to $8, which is still pretty significant, right? This would give you, so from the $3 to $8 will give you 150% move. If you get it to the top side, 300% move. You might even struggle to get that in Bitcoin for the rest of the cycle. Okay, Redo. Redo is the next one. Resistance dog. And I think that this one actually looked pretty decent. But I didn't look at it over here. I looked at it on Redo. Resistance dog is the dog on Telegram. Okay, sub $80 million market cap. Chart wise, I think someone sent me one with more history, but either way, the levels are still the same. You know, it's pretty much where these lows have formed. You don't generally want to see price go any lower than that. This is a key level. There you have it. If you can pick this up anywhere between 70 and 63 cents for the longer term is probably going to be a good one. You know, these are more fundamental plays because price action hasn't developed enough on resistance dog. So you'd just be looking to establish, you know, DCA positions in based on what you think the rest of the market is going to do. If Bitcoin and ETH go up, this is going to go up. If TON is going to go up, which it has, TON has been strong. There's TON against Bitcoin. I can show you TON on its own against USD is also looking pretty good. Then that's indicative, right? That you'll probably have continuation over there. So this looks like a very, very, very strong candle that occurred on Thursday, the 4th of July. And if that holds, then this is going to be a very important SR flip, right? So previous resistance, right? All of this was resistance. Failed this level, came down. Now you'd be flipping it into support over here based on what you're seeing on Telegram or TON. Okay, let me know what else you guys want. Which other coins are you looking at? What can I chart for you? What else did I have saved? Okay, I also wanted to look at Pyth, right? I didn't even know this. They say you think Pyth is just a Solana oracle. Think again. In June, EVM chain, so Ethereum virtual machine chains, anything related to ETH accounted for the majority of Pyth's $8.1 billion in total value secured, right? So let's have a look at Pyth. What does Pyth look like? That is TON. Let's go to Pyth. Okay, Pyth. Oh man, I turned it off. What is wrong with me? There we go. There it is. Hit right into the bottom over there. So this is a downtrend. Please understand that. But longer term, maybe that's not a bad area for Pyth. If they are doing fundamentally strong things, you're starting to break this downsloping trend line. You are holding at that key range low level, which price was at least at 25 cents. Now it's at 30 cents. That's an important zone. If you can get above those previous lower highs, you could potentially start to break the structure and shift things. You need to break above this candle over here. So looking for something like this, price to move up, comes down, back tests support, and then you can get going on Pyth. That is the Pyth trade. So let me know what else I see you guys say. Billy, Bonk. I'll have a look at some of those as well. Render, Aether. I'll try to remember all of these. Guys, also let's quickly check what's happening in terms of the order flows. Okay, so we posted, of course, here in the Discord, BTC still above the VWAP. Here you have it, above the VWAP on the one-day time frame, which is still a good thing. That's increasing as support over there. ETH also above the VWAP on the one-day time frame, came very, very close to hitting it. at 2,740. So a very important support. And then we have the Bitcoin liquidation levels. You can see now the delta has flipped positive, which is why you have to be cautious, right? Positive delta coming into resistance is an area where you need to be cautious. So this is, of course, posted daily on the Discord, among many other things over here. If you want my detailed analysis on longer term market things, if you want scalp trades, we have 𝗕𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗏 as well, crushing it over here with, I think he's got about an 85% win rate. It's absolutely crazy. We have Josh, the Navigator, also recently joined in, giving a lot of trades and value over here in his section. And then we have 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗏, right? So if you guys do want to join, we're constantly making profits over here. Big trades, very valuable. We had a lot of testimonies last night on Whale School with the graduates that have moved into Whale Room, and they're starting to move full-time into trading. So very proud of the community. Now, let's go into a couple more of those requests, right? So we'll have a look at, I'll try to remember off the top of my heart some of these that you're looking at. Ponky, let's have a look at Ponky. That is a good one to have a look at. Ponky, how's Ponky doing? Ponky the monkey. Okay, Ponky, let's see. Okay, Ponky still looks, look, it created a new swing low over here. That's the only issue. But it could just be a corrective phase. So if you look over here, you wanted to maintain that structure. This is the only problem over here, is you created a new swing low within that region. I would say the longer term, Ponky remains bullish as long as it's above this candle over here. So where that's going to get there or not, I'm not so sure. I think that look at the broader market and what it's doing. You are holding this upsloping trend line, which is going to be important. As long as price holds above here, it will be looking good, right, for continuation higher. So there we go. Something like that. All right, let's see Phantom. How's Phantom doing? So as you guys can see, the stream is moving absolutely beautifully. This is why I'm posting now all the High Block Capital stuff in the Discord, in the Whale Room Discord. I believe High Block Capital is pulling way too much data. And that was the reason for the freeze on my computer. So I bought a brand new MacBook Pro M3 chip for no reason, where my other one was perfectly fine. So if somebody wants to buy another MacBook from me in South Africa, please let me know. All right, here's the Phantom chart. I would still like to see one more sweep down again based on Bitcoin. If it rejects, a sweep into that mid-range over there would look really good. I think the next leg down will present wonderful buying opportunities. I think there's a lot of early buyers that have stepped in over here, and there's a good chance that they're going to get smacked down one more time. So caution should be warranted. If not, it's really easy, right? The validation and invalidation levels are pretty simple. Something different is happening if Bitcoin does manage to break and hold back inside the range low above $60,000, then you can say, okay, cool, forget about that next sweep into the 50K region. It looks like bulls are taking back control and will be looking good for higher prices in the weeks to come. Now, I will remind you as well the success rate of the bull and bear moons. And you have your next moon cycle printing in the next 7 days. So if we can see one more sweep lower into the 50K region within those 7 days, it presents yet another opportunity to try and buy the bottom. Everyone wants to buy the bottom and sell the top. That will be yet another wonderful opportunity for you to do that. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to cut it off over there. I'll see you all on the next one. I hope you have a stellar day. Please use the links in the description below. Participate in the Banter Bags giveaway, one of the biggest giveaways in the world. And if you want to join into Whale Room, the link is below. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day and cheers for now, fam.